Hello everyone. Today I'm back with one question that used to trouble the students when we are revising for or when they are revising for the exams. Okay. So without further delay, let us jump into the question along with which we'll discuss what is its importance or what which topic is it from, all those things. As you can see on the screen, there are two partners, Sohan and Mohan are partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 2:3 with the capitals of rupees 5 lakhs and 6 lakhs respectively. On 1st January 2022, Sohan and Mohan granted loans of 20,000 and 10,000 respectively to the firm. Determine the amount of loss to be borne by each partner for the year entered 31st March 2022. If the loss before interest for the year entered or year amounted to rupees 2500. As you can see here, 2500 is the loss that the firm is suffering. They have already given, two partners have given some loans respectively to the firm on 1st January 2022 and they are sharing profits in the ratio of 2:3. This is the summary of the question and four options are given. Which of these is right? Okay. So for that, I would like you to ask, what is the difference between profit and loss account and profit and loss appropriation account? What is the difference between? Already you are expert in the topic. So profit and loss account and profit and loss appropriation account. These are obviously two different accounts, but both of them are alike in many things. Okay. Profit and loss account is also a nominal account. Appropriation account is also a nominal account. And what makes it different? The only difference that is there is that the amounts that we are writing in profit and loss account are generally called as charges. That means especially the expenses that we are writing on the in the profit and loss account are called charges. Why is it called charges? Even if profit is there or not, this amount should be paid irrespective of whether profit is there or not. But profit and loss appropriation account is not like that. The interest on capital, the salary, all these are also expense for the business. But these kind of amounts, before writing, we have to ensure that there should be profit available. Okay. Interest on capital, there are different situations which you have already studied. Different cases are there. Interest on capital can be sometimes charge also. Okay. I'm not going into that in deep. Now, for the purpose of this question, I would like you to understand the difference between the charge and appropriation. Now, when it comes to charges, one of the common charges that you can see in this year when it comes to partnership is interest on partner's loan. Okay, as you can see here, and in the beginning of the chapter also you must have studied one particular rule. Okay, if any partner is giving a loan to the business, that particular loan is entitled to receive an interest of at least 6% per annum. At least 6% per annum. According to what? According to the Indian Partnership Act. Indian Partnership Act 1932. According to this act, the person who gives a loan to the business, person means obviously partner who gives a loan to the business, such a partner can get 6% interest for the loan so given if no other interest rates are specified in the partnership deed. Okay, I repeat, if no other interest rates are specified in the partnership deed regarding this kind of loans which is given by the partners, then that such a partner is entitled to receive at least 6% per annum interest. Okay, so that you are already aware of it, you must have done a couple of questions based on this interest calculation and all. Anyways, our topic is not interest calculation. Our topic is whether interest is a charge or appropriation. Already we discussed it is a charge. That means it should go to profit and loss account debit side as an expense. As I told, charges are the names given to the expense that is written in the profit and loss account. Appropriation account, if you write an expense, that is called appropriations. Okay, so keeping that in mind, just imagine the profit and loss account here. According to this question, just imagine the profit and loss account. What does it mean? How this loss will be there? Last year you have already prepared profit and loss account, though this year a preparation of profit and loss account is not there. Obviously you will be remembering it, right? It's very easy. So right side income will be there or revenues will be there and left side expenses and losses will be there. You will be writing all these things. finally you will find out that there is a loss. Here according to this question, what is that? Net loss is coming. That is the meaning of loss before interest for the year amounted to. Anyways, it is lost. Okay, they didn't mention the word as divisible loss. What is the difference between loss and divisible loss? Divisible loss is the loss that is available to be distributed to the partners, divided among the partners in their profit sharing ratio. Just loss is mentioned, means mostly it will be net loss, and all moreover they have mentioned it as loss before interest for the year. Loss before interest for the year. So already clearly they have specified they didn't deduct this particular interest from this amount. Even though it is like that, they are getting a loss. Okay, so we cannot call it as anyways net loss also, because net loss comes after deducting all the charges. So this is not net loss also. We cannot call it as divisible loss also. Divisible loss we cannot call because only the word loss is used in the question. Okay, if the loss is calculated after considering all the amounts, obviously it can be divided. It may be divided at a later stage as divisible loss, or it can be divided as a loss later stage. Forget about divisible loss now. You just understand this question like this. We will discuss about divisible loss in a later session. So if the loss before interest for the year amounted to rupees 2,500, basically it means if you are giving interest, obviously interest will come on the left side. Interest on partner's loan will come on the left side again. So obviously loss will increase or decrease. Here already 2,500 loss is there. It will increase or decrease. Obviously it will increase because again expense is going up. What do you mean by loss? Expense is more than the income. So after writing interest on loss, again you have to calculate loss. Then only you will get this proper net loss. So this is not actually net loss. The 2,500 which is given here is not actually net loss. Before, just to make you understand that, understand the concept, I just said it is net loss. It is not net loss. Now I think you understood it. What do you mean by net loss? The loss that comes at the end of all the calculations in profit and loss account only can be called as net loss. Here profit and loss account, one amount they have not written. Which is that amount? Loss before interest for the year. I mean interest on loan, as we discussed, it is a what? It is a charge. We are supposed to write it on the debit side of profit and loss account. We didn't write it. So how can this be called as a net loss? It is not net loss. So first step is to find out that net loss. Okay, and question is what? Determine the amount of loss to be borne by each partner. That when you share it among the partners, we can call it as divisible loss or the loss distributed loss. Okay, now question is, first we have to find out the actual loss, and when you divide it, how much each person will have to bear. Clear? So interest on loan, how to calculate interest on loan? Whenever you are calculating any interest, that is a tip. Whenever you are calculating any interest, whether it be interest on drawings, whether it be interest on capital, whether it be interest on loan, always the date matters. Date on which that thing happened. So here 1st January 2022, these people have given a loan. Okay, so 20,000 was given by Sohan and 10,000 was given by Mohan. So, and they are not specifying any rate of interest also. So as no rate of interest is specified, what is the rule applicable? On each value you have to pay 6% interest. So 20,000 into 6 by 100, how much it will come? As you guessed it right, it is obviously 1,200. But the problem is time matters again. 1st January they gave the loan. So 1st January till the end of the year only you have to calculate it right. What is the end of the year, or which date the year ends? Obviously 31st March. So 1st January till 31st March, how many months? 3 out of 12. So how much you will get? 1,200 is 1 year's interest. 3 by 12. How much you will get? Obviously 300. So first person's interest is 300. This much we have to pay to him. Again second person. How to calculate? 10,000 into 6 by 100. He also gave the loan on 1st January. So obviously 3 by 12. How much you will get? 1,000. 10,000 into 6% is obviously how much? 600. 600 into 1 by 4. 3 by 12 means 1 by 4 only. Rupees 150. So you got both the amounts. Then what you are supposed to do? You have to go to our profit and loss account and you have to write these two amounts here. Again you have to deduct. So 2500 and 300, 150. What will happen? Expense is increasing, right? So expense increases, loss will increase or decrease? What do you think? Loss will increase or decrease? Obviously. So instead of deducting it, what you are supposed to do here? 300 will be added here, 150 will be added here. This place only students used to get confused. Okay, so I'll explain why we are adding it. Usually your doubt will be like this, right? Net loss is already written here, or loss that came here is 2500. Then why should be again we are writing two amounts on the debit side? Then instead of deducting it, why we are adding it? So for that I would like to take your attention or bring your attention to this topic, where you are calculating loss. I know by now you are okay with the amounts that we calculated. One amount was 300, one amount was 150. Keep that amount in mind. I will show you certain calculation. Okay, how this amount comes. Just imagine a profit and loss account. Okay, credit side some amount is there. Just imagine anything. Okay, some amount is there. Debit side also some amount is there total. Okay, when expense side is more only, we are calling it as what? This side is more, then we are calling it as loss. That loss we are writing on the credit side. Loss we are writing on the credit side. Does that mean the credit side has 2500? No, this side is 2500 more, right? That is why we are writing 2500 on the credit side, right? What are we doing at the end of profit and loss account? When you are totaling the debit side and when you are totaling the credit side, whichever side is less, depending on that side, we will write net loss or net profit. If suppose expense side is less and the income side is more, what you will write here? Net profit. Why we are writing net profit here? Then only the total will become same, right? If you write net profit here on the right side, what will happen? Again the total will become different. So this is basically the balance of that particular account, right? So in that manner, you think net loss, why we are writing on the right side? Because 2500 is extra on the left side. Again on the left side, so here 2500 is extra. Again on the left side, two amounts should come. One is 300 and one is 150. So what are we supposed to do? When two expense extra comes, loss will increase or decrease? Obviously loss will increase. That is the reason why I told instead of deducting, you have to add it. Now I think that is clear. So basically you got how much? 2500 plus 300, 2800, 2950 as the loss. This can be called as net loss because there are no other calculations that they have mentioned in the question. So this can be called as net loss. Obviously there is nothing else to be given, so it will be shared to the partner. So at the same time it can be called as what also? Divisible loss also. So when you share it 2950 in which ratio? 2950 into what is the ratio? 2 by 5. Again 2950 into 3 by 5. How much you will get? Just try once. Obviously you will get, the first person will get how much? 1180 and the second person will get 1770, because the charge was not considered while calculating the loss which is given in the question, which is how much? 2500. So we are adding the charge along with that loss, because loss will increase when the charge is more, loss will increase again. So loss increased and we are dividing it in the normal profit sharing ratio which is already given in the question. So answer will be 1180 and 1770. Hope that made it clear. So when you are doing profit and loss appropriation account related questions, be very careful, read each and every word, and then only you have to decide, okay, which ratio should be given, what calculation should be done, what is the time period for which we have to calculate the amounts, and so on. Hope this session will help you to get score highest marks in accountancy in the upcoming boards. Thank you.